Joseph, the baker and the butler. The story of Joseph, the baker and the butler is a lesson in faith and perseverance in the face of adversity. After being falsely accused and arrested, Joseph trusted God and became responsible for the other prisoners, including his two new cellmates, the baker and the butler. Through the interpretation of dreams, José was able to help them. But life does not always go the way we expect. This story teaches us to keep faith and trust in God even in the face of the most difficult situations. After being falsely accused by Potiphar's wife, Joseph was taken to prison. But in that difficult place, Joseph discovered that God was with him. The jailer was pleased with Joseph and promoted him in charge of the other prisoners. The jailer also found that he could trust Joseph to carry out his responsibilities without needing to inspect him. God gave success to Joseph in everything he did. Meanwhile, in Pharaoh's palace, there was a cupbearer responsible for serving drinks to Pharaoh. This man was trusted to ensure that no one poisoned the drinks he served Pharaoh. However, he displeased Pharaoh so much that one day the guards were called, and he was taken to the prison where Joseph was being held. On the same day, there was also a baker of Pharaoh at work. He also displeased Pharaoh and was dragged to prison. José was responsible for taking care of these two new prison companions. Some time later, when Joseph arrived at their cell one morning, he saw that they both looked sad. "We both had dreams, but we didn't understand them," they murmured. "God can interpret dreams," Joseph told them. "Tell me what you dreamed about." The cupbearer spoke first. "In my dream, I saw a vine in front of me, and on the vine there were 3 branches. As soon as she budded, she blossomed, and her clusters brought forth grapes. Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes and squeezed them into Pharaoh's cup. Then I placed the cup in Pharaoh's hand." "This is what it means," Joseph told him. "The 3 branches are 3 days. In 3 days Pharaoh will give you back your job, and you will serve his cup again." So Joseph asked the butler to do him a favor. "I was forcibly brought out of the land of the Hebrews, and now I find myself in prison, having done nothing wrong," he explained. "When you get your job back, please tell Pharaoh about me." Then the baker told his dream. "On my head were 3 baskets of bread. In the top basket were all kinds of bread and sweets for Pharaoh. But the birds were eating from that basket over my head." "The 3 baskets are 3 days," Joseph explained, and then brought the bad news. "In 3 days, Pharaoh will cut off your head, and the birds will eat your flesh." 3 days later, it was Pharaoh's birthday, and he threw a feast for all his officials. The baker and butler were summoned from prison. Everyone awaited Pharaoh's judgment on the 2 men. The butler was released and his job was given back to him. The baker would be the next to meet his fate. Pharaoh ordered his immediate execution. His head was severed and impaled on a pole. After returning to his job, the butler completely forgot about Joseph and did not mention his name to Pharaoh. What caused Joseph to be left in prison? But he knew that God was with him. Conclusion: the story of Joseph, the baker and the butler shows us that, even in the face of adversity, we can find strength and hope and faith in God. Like Joseph, we can be confident that no matter what the circumstances, God is with us and will guide us in the right path. So it's important to share this story and encourage others to trust God in their own struggles. Subscribe to the channel and share this video to take this message of faith and hope forward.